Men still have an iron grip on the gaming world, but there are some cracks in the armor. Women are proving their mettle. Just look at the numbers at the Guild Hall. In 2003, there were no female students. A few years later, 6% of the class was female. And in 2009, that number jumped to 15 to 20%. Amanda, they are still dropping off flowers and notes here at this makeshift memorial at the entrance to Fort Hood, just part of the sights and sounds here on the Army post. Of course, you don't have a license to kill, but at least you can spy like a secret agent. As you can see, you can put cameras anywhere you can think of. So before you go all James Bond on your spouse, just make sure you know the law. Because even if you catch them in the act, you could go to jail.
In all likelihood, the very way you want to use the product is illegal.
And this keyboard is practically the same size as a laptop's keyboard.
Let's take a step back and look at this innovation. The iPad is super thin and you can manipulate it any way you want it, from the portrait position to landscape. You do all of your navigation with your finger, and it can quickly load web pages, play movies, even provide a new video gaming experience. Bloggers and techies say this is going to revolutionize computing like the iPod changed the way we listen to music.
It's going to change the way we do the things we do every day.
Close the door! The goal here is to train pilots to basically fight in a closet.
Out of the cockpit! Out!
And make sure that their moves are second nature.
Close the door! Close the door!
Good.
It's real life, real world, very much what happened on that fateful day.
Hotels started filling up for NBA All-Star Weekend a year ago. Want to rent out a hotel room for you and your buddies at the W Hotel? Forget about it. It's been sold out for months. Same goes for the Omni Hotel. If you're looking for a hotel room in Dallas-Fort Worth for the NBA All-Star Weekend, forget about it. It's just not going to happen. So your best bet? Rent a house on Craigslist, or better yet, rent one of your own and pocket a little cash.
Hey, welcome to my house. Trying to get this leased out for the NBA All-Star game next weekend.
Going to instantaneously freeze him from all angles.
This is going to be like Avatar for professional sports. Nobody has seen this ever before. 48 cameras are above me, and they'll capture the All-Stars' every move as they fly through the air and slam dunk. As soon as I left the ground in the sweet spot, all 48 cameras fired simultaneously.
The camera literally will start capturing from the end of the ring, okay, so literally from here all the way up through to the basket.
A lot of car buyers wanted to go green, but the cars were never really sexy or fast. Now car makers are doing a better job of marrying a little muscle with a little sex appeal.
We've taken a gigantic leap, a mega leap from where we were to where we are now.
Now they're going to a computer touchscreen system. They can tap the plane on the computer, bring it into the gate. It tells them if it's early or late, how many people are on board. They can change gates if they need to, then get the plane back out on the tarmac and out of the system.
So we've created a very visual representation of the airport.
It's the latest in touchscreen multi-touch technology.
We could not be more thrilled about the Ghostbusters game.
Terminal Reality, an independent gaming company in Lewisville, just gave the iconic Ghostbusters franchise new life with a Ghostbusters video game.
In everybody's mind, it's one of those funny movies from our childhood that we all grew up with and we all loved. So we felt that the time was right, the technology was right, with the power of the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 to tell the next chapter.
This video begins where the last movie ends, Ghostbusters 2. Here in the game, you're a new recruit to test some new equipment. You'll see some of the same ghosts, and you gotta make sure you don't cross the streams. SMU researchers are trying to mimic the image quality of a lens like this in a lens like this. So this is how it works. Potentially hundreds of lenses capture an image. A computer stitches that together for one high-resolution picture.
We use Baker's quality dye, the stuff that is used in food products, in order to get our deep, rich colors.
Bringing the Whoville characters to life as you walk through the pages of the story and feast on the details of the great banquet, all preserved with a constant 9-degree temperature. Even with all this artistry and awe, one of the most popular parts of this attraction is the ice slide. Time for a little ride. It's the coolest ride in town. Then as you exit Whoville, you come upon one of the signature pieces of this attraction.
In crystalline, larger-than-life-size ice, you will see the entire nativity scene.
Freezing a moment in time with miraculous detail.
Staff Sergeant DeCrow.
This Killeen bar turned into a sanctuary for soldiers too emotionally drained to attend the memorial ceremony on post.
Because we were so close to it, like, you know, a lot of us just don't want to be there.
The silent roll call triggered tears for soldier Anne-Marie Pignatto.
You see those boots, you see their Kevlars, and then, you know, they don't answer.
And she struggles to find the answers as to why 13 of her fellow soldiers were gunned down by one of their own.
When something like this happens, it should hit all of us hard, and it does hit all of us hard, especially so close, and none of us, you can't even imagine. You know, we've been to Iraq, so I've never heard anything this close.
Sometimes Sergeant Justin LeBlanc just can't find the words.
You just don't see why. Why would you shoot that person? Like, what?
He was there that day and will never forget the sound.
Because it was rapid, it's a pop, 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 pop.
They answered the call of service to others.
At the ceremony, Army officials told the nation, don't cry for us, cry with us. Pignatto says it's a cry for unity.
I want them to see us as united, so I don't think the tears are weakness. I don't think it's a weakness to show the emotion that you feel. There's some great people that we won't have around anymore.
It lets all the other soldiers know that you won't be forgotten, that you're accounted for.
Now, through amazing grace, the soldiers say they will march on, fighting for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
The emotions are still running high out here tonight as the soldiers get ready to be deployed to Iraq and Afghanistan. And again, some soldiers are returning home to families. Reporting live at Fort Hood, Walt Maciborski, the 33 News. In a giant unidentified warehouse in Dallas, airline pilots are training for another war in the skies. This secret training center opened just a few months ago so pilots can get the certification they need to carry a gun in the cockpit. In a story you'll only see on the 33 News, we give you a behind-the-scenes look at what may be our last line of defense in the skies.
We believe the threat is very much alive.
United 93, verify your level of 350.
Terrorists targeted U.S. planes once, and 8 years after 9/11, pilots are convinced they'll do it again.
Do I think that the threat is still out there? Absolutely, I do.
So you're focused on the center of that door.
That's why these pilots, who can't be identified, are training at a new secret facility in Dallas as part of required recertification to carry a gun in the cockpit. All of these pilots got their initial training at a federal school in New Mexico 3 to 5 years ago and were deputized as federal flight deck officers to send a message to terrorists.
If we can demonstrate on a regular basis that they're not going to succeed, then they're going to have to go somewhere else.
I told you there was going to be a threat.
This is the first time cameras have been allowed inside the Dallas facility.
There's defensive measures, there's judgmental shooting, and it makes them think and respond and develop what we call muscle memories.
Out of the cockpit! Close the door!
The goal here is to train pilots to basically fight in a closet.
Out of the cockpit! Out!
And make sure that their moves are second nature.
Close the door! Close the door!
Good. It's real life, real world, very much what happened on that fateful day.
This man lost a co-pilot and a good friend on 9/11.
It gets very personal, and I'll never forget what they did.
And considering the TSA just accidentally leaked one of its own training manuals online with detailed security measures, some security experts say, we just gave the terrorists our playbook to help them get a gun or explosives on board.
Every year, on a quarterly basis, it seems, there's another Inspector General report or TSA report or media investigation showing just how easy it is to get these weapons past screeners.
So chances are, the only person to handle a threat would be an armed pilot.
And that's my role, is to be the last line of defense.